Before I start, I need to give you a warning because I'm going to show you some very weird stuff. If you're eating or digesting, just keep that video for later. Right. So I'll have nachos. And I love some brands that sell nachos, but recently got very frustrated with Doritos. You know what they did? Do you have any idea? Let me show you. Let's look at this Spanish tweet and translate it from Anthony. Guys, this is historic. The national press is not saying anything about Samantha Hudson. We have to find out from the international press. What an absolute shame of totally subjective Spanish journalism. Doritos faces backlash for transgender ambassador's tweet about 12-year-old. We'll see. Now, I want to say some things about it. Look at this here. What could possibly go wrong? I just want you to look at the image.
So, it's difficult to look away.
Who would ever pick up this person for a Doritos commercial? It's for children. It's for children. What is the message the children are going to listen to you?
Sorry to interrupt the video, but I just want to let you know that we have a brand new selection of merch on our merch store. These won't be in the store forever, so if you do want them, go and get them now. Thanks very much.
Have some Doritos and your teeth are going to look like a Swiss Army knife style can opener. So, yeah. No, honestly.
It's horrifying, yeah.
What's the message here? You're selling food.
Get the London look.
You're selling food. It's harming teeth. Okay? Unacceptable. What could possibly go wrong? You could tell it's a bad idea.
They're paid off by big dentistry.
Speaking of bad ideas, communism is one, and socialism. Visit the website and check out our latest symposium, Symposium 60, where Connor and I talk about Friedrich Engels, who's writing on socialism and communism. The good thing with Engels is that at least you can read him. Okay, so it's 30, 40 pages where he explains lots of Marxist ideals. So just read it and watch the symposium. £5 a month, you can gain access to all our lovely content.
What happened to beards like that? I want them to come back. I know I'm a hypocrite, I'm clean shaven.
Now, I want to show you some of the reasons why Samantha Hudson became the brand ambassador of Doritos and some potential problems. Now, Doritos really got the Night Stalker to promote the chips? That's one question.
It's fun. I hadn't seen this comparison before, but it actually crossed my mind that this person looks a lot like, are they called Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker?
Think so,
yeah. I saw a picture of them and I sort of clocked it, just like they look exactly like him.
Well, what can I say? I need to be a bit cautious here for obvious reasons.
Physiognomy never lies.
Yeah, so we have some of the old tweets that Samantha Hudson had tweeted. I won't read them. I will describe sort of what they say and just say that it says here, Doritos has hired Samantha Hudson to be the brand ambassador in Spain, and this person has said some really nasty stuff. I'll show you more in a bit, but I want to show you some of the a really funny response here. Where is it?
It's gone.
It's gone. Yep. Well, it's gone. No, someone was saying basically, please be fair to them. They hired Samantha Hudson because Joseph Mengele and Jeffrey Dahmer were unavailable. Anyway, so I'm going to show you this thing here because a lot of these tweets are being deleted and a lot of other stuff related to that person are being deleted. So I will describe that Samantha Hudson expresses the intention to do inappropriate stuff to 12-year-old girls. This is a tweet by in 2015. You can see here, I'm not going to say this, but you can see how horrible stuff.
What?
Yeah, this...
Yeah.
I suppose we've got to for the audio listeners, but I don't want to use the exact words. So
don't use it. I have the thing here because it's like, it's like a...
So this person is saying they want to do things to a 12-year-old's anus. I hate women who are the victims of the rape card and then turn to self-help centers to overcome their trauma. What heavy whores. Okay. I mean, unless this is some weird attempt.
Also, let me just say, if we can scroll down a bit, Samantha Hudson also expresses some disgusting stuff about a cousin and ends up with a chilling, they deserve pleasure. So this is obviously just really disturbing.
These are real tweets?
I think they are because they are all taken down and there is an attempt to cover this thing up.
Okay.
Well, they're clearly a mentally ill nonce, aren't they? That much is certain.
Well, and I find this incredibly disturbing. And
Brand ambassador.
well, I don't know. I mean, don't you guys at Doritos do just basic background check?
No.
I mean, the funny thing is,
Apparently not.
it's probably children that are the main customers of Doritos, and so this is like a catastrophic own goal from their marketing department, isn't it? It's just like
So
we're.
there's a dilemma
I'm gonna
here
say
that
it.
either no one did a background check, which I don't believe, or they did and hoped people would forget. And I'm inclined to believe the latter. And this shows how, in a sense, important alternative avenues of information are, because a lot of media would not show this. They would bury it as they have tried.
Could you imagine sitting there and being like, well, we need to sell more of our product. What do we associate product with? How about pedophilia? That'll sell.
I don't know what they were thinking. Now, Samantha Hudson has expressed the desire to abolish the nuclear family, says, I advocate the destruction and annihilation of the traditional nuclear family. Obviously, there are all sorts of disturbing things going here. Now, I wanted to show some bits. If you just do a small background check that apparently people who made Samantha Hudson a brand ambassador didn't do, I'll just show you here Samantha Hudson. Just
Creepy dude.
some pictures.
All the tweets are listed as too sensitive to show.
Yeah,
It's always a good sign, isn't it?
it's always a good sign. Where was it? There was a particular one I wanted to
Is your- was it one
highlight.
of the sensitive ones?
No, it wasn't a sensitive one, but anything. You get an idea. You get an idea, okay?
The hell was that?
All of
What
a sudden,
are you
Callum's
talking-
interested.
Are you talking about, well, this is a kind of,
It's that Canadian school teacher.
anyway, so this person had a podcast called Bimbo Ficadas that was taken down today. Yesterday you could see it, now it has been taken down. But you can see things from it here. Bimbo Ficadas, they have several things here. You get the idea. You can find it on Spotify, just to check that I'm basically not saying weird things. And I want to say one thing here, because it's unbelievably sad and disgusting. If you, again, I'm going to give you a warning. We're going to play a small part of the next video to show you a video clip that Samantha Hudson has directed, uploaded, and circulated through a YouTube account that is incredibly weird. And just bear in mind, please, could we play with no sound some of the times? Look at, no sound. This is obviously very weird. You will see, for those who are listening, and especially those who are listening and eating, we see Samantha Hudson doing some twerking, doing stuff, and anyway, doing all weird things. And this was, I'm just going to pause
Please
it.
don't pause it there.
No,
You want us to continue?
I don't want to see man ass. No.
The next, okay, and then you have you have a sort of weird things here,
No.
all sort of
Do
stuff.
you not understand what I mean?
Yeah. So I want to say, if you
Telling us
look
his
at
torture
this, if you look at the previous video, that was 8 years ago when
My
Samantha
eyes.
Hudson was underage, was 16 years old, and that was a kind of background resume check that if Doritos had done, they would have shown, and they wouldn't have chosen probably Samantha Hudson as their brand ambassador. Now, what?
I was just going to say, if anyone has any bleach, I need it for my eyes.
Yeah, so for those of you who didn't listen, again, we had some twerking, and there was also a kind of Samantha Hudson fell down on a pavement and started doing things to a graffiti-shaped thing on the pavement.
It was a male reproductive organ,
Well,
spray painted on the pavement.
I just think that, this is horrible, okay? And a basic background check just reveals it. I didn't prepare much for this. It's just, about an hour, which means that the people at Doritos most probably knew that. And they picked that person to be a brand ambassador for a brand that sells chips and nachos to children. Okay, so I think that is completely weird. And it's completely weird that they didn't tell to that person to take that video down, because a lot of the other stuff are being taken down, but apparently this wasn't taken down. Well, so I'll just gonna show you here. There's an article about the backlash from the Daily Mail. I'm gonna read from here to just say from the text. Doritos is slammed for hiring Samantha Hudson, transgender ambassador who previously tweeted about doing thuggish things to a 12-year-old. Samantha Hudson, 24, is a singer and activist from Spain with a YouTube channel with over 30,000 subscribers. Doritos Spain, which is run by PepsiCo Spain, announced a partnership with Hudson as a brand ambassador. The trans influencer has been condemned for past tweets that some say celebrate sexual abuse of children. Hudson, 24, identifies as anti-capitalist and Marxist. In interviews, released a song critical of the Catholic Church and even expressed support for the abolition of the nuclear family. As a teen, Samantha Hudson has also tweeted about wanting to do thuggish things to a minor. The partnership between Hudson and Doritos was quickly biased online, and many made reference to Bud Light's disastrous partnership with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, which saw Budweiser lose $1.4 million in sales as a result. Now,
I mean, this is what they get for hiring the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein as their advertising consultant, isn't it?
Now, I have to say that there were other clips also for the segment. This is half. But I'll just say that here someone says, for those wanting to boycott Doritos, they should remember that behind Doritos, it's PepsiCo. And they show that if you want to actually do something about it and some boycott, these are the PepsiCo brands. Now, I did some check. I don't know about all of them. It seems a lot. Personally, it's very easy for me to boycott it because I literally buy nothing but Doritos, and I'll stop buying them. Okay?
Is that all you eat? You live off of a diet?
From these brands. Because, for me, I must say, it's very easy to boycott them.
Quaker Oats, I'm devastated to see that on there.
Yeah, so we have some other clips here. Not clips, we have some other links.
Whilst John's loading that up, I just want to say something about this, because I kind of get a bit annoyed when people say, well, there's no point boycotting, say, Doritos in this case, because they're owned by PepsiCo and PepsiCo owns bloody everything. So what can you do about it? Because it's kind of not true. Because PepsiCo owns a billion different things. But if one particular brand falls off a cliff, it's not like that department doesn't notice and ends up losing people and may even get discontinued. So the idea that you shouldn't boycott Ben & Jerry's because they're insane leftists, because, well, they're owned by someone else and therefore it has a minimal impact. No, not really. It has a real big impact on that specific branch of PepsiCo's several holdings.
In this day and age, voting with your wallet has more of an impact than at the ballot box, I think.
100%.
Well, we can see here, Doritos is here. So definitely PepsiCo Hispana. And if you see here, information about products, they have Doritos underneath. Yeah.
Cheetos? No.
Cheetos.
Lay's.
Not Sunbites.
What is this good horno?
This Why are you asking us about Spanish snacks? I don't know.
Yeah. You don't want some horno?
What does it do to you?
Yeah. So, and I want to show you some bits from the DEI initiatives from PepsiCo. Well, we have here, again, create more smiles with every sip and every bite.
The average Spanish female and male.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be smiling while eating. That's bad manners.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's...
What?
Well, if you have food in your mouth going
right.
with like bits of food,
enjoy your food.
I don't think they care. They just have a brand ambassador with the worst kind of teeth.
That's true, actually.
Yeah. So if you see here about
what
the impact, so if you see here about the impact, we can see sustainability, diversity, community. Let's click on diversity here. You see all sorts of profiles, the usual stuff. DEI, racial equality journey, DEI reports and progress. Now let's click on here. What makes us unique makes us stronger. Let's see
That's it.
about that.
Normally
Yeah.
it makes you weaker, doesn't it?
Look at this weird statement here. We are creating a space to be you. Is that even grammatical?
It's weird talking about creating a space.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to a physicist like yourself, Callum, it must be even more weird because, you know, everything particles or space.
Well, look at here
That's
the
all,
other.
all matter is.
Look at here the other statement. The ultimate objective is to become a company that's focused on equity and genuinely inclusive. Ramon Laguarta, chairman and CEO. And what I want to show you here, they say building a workforce that reflects the real world. I think they took that too literally. Because imagine you take a graph and you say, I want my company to reflect the real world. And you start and you take all sorts of categories. You say, okay, there are many people who are violent.
Mhm.
Let's have the percentage of the violent population being reflected on our workforce.
We need more thieves.
Yeah.
We need more sex criminals in our workplace.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this business.
You start by saying there's a particular
Please
kind
don't
of
cut that.
percentage of people in prison in a particular society. Let us find that percentage and let the workforce reflect that.
Mhm. I'm going to take a stand for people in wheelchairs.
Yeah. So
Sort of thing.
again, I think that if we don't focus on structuring our institutions with meritocracy, we get all kinds of weird things. And let me also show you some other things here. Diversity reports and progress at PepsiCo, a space to be you.
Why have they done the brackets?
And here they say,
Pretty anti-Semitic.
It's meant to be the O in you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
yeah, or
clearly not well acquainted with the ADL.
DE&I is an imperative to our long-term success and continues to be a competitive advantage at PepsiCo. We have all those things here. A space to be you again.
What?
Okay.
What?
You look like you've been maced. What have you seen?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Tell us.
A space for people to be themselves. That's
Thanks.
weird.
Thank you, Pepsi. Literally
A
fizzy
space for
drink.
communities to thrive. Well, what kind of communities? That's an interesting question.
Non-native
And
ones.
let me just end with a tweet from
Is this a PepsiCo
Libs
employee?
of TikTok. I'm saying it's just, honestly, I just don't think that this is the next brand ambassador they should pick. Just a suggestion.
If you appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the contemplation series at this episode on how politicians try to manipulate you. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow it on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.